everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be talking about my top 5 favorite eyeshadow palette. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but I'm not alone because today's video is actually in collaboration with Martina Lily here on YouTube. And I'm so excited to be collaborating with her because I actually have been watching her videos for such a long time and I actually had no idea she was also watching mine. I really wanted to collab with her because I think you guys will love her channel. So she is actually from Australia, which is so cool. Martina does like lots of makeup videos, kind of like similar to mine as well. She does a lot of high-end and luxury videos, and she does so many Pat McGrath videos. Like whenever I want to know something about a Pat McGrath palette or I'm thinking about picking something up, I will go to her channel because what I also like is she always does super like in-depth videos. So for instance, with the Natasha Denona Yucca palette, she did like a review video kind of similar to mine, but then she also did another video which was like an in-depth swatching video, like comparing it to other palettes, and I just think her videos are so helpful and she is really fun to watch. I will have her channel linked down below, so I would love it if you subscribed and tell her that you came from my channel. I'm sure she would absolutely love to have you on her channel. So yeah, Martina and I are both going to be sharing our top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes, and I'm not going to lie, as soon as these videos go up, I'm going straight to her channel watching her video because I really need to know her top 5 palettes as well because she has so many eyeshadow palettes. So if you are new here, then hi, welcome to our channel. I'm so glad you found it. Like I said, I do sort of like similar videos to Martina Lily, and if you watch her videos, I hope you enjoy mine too, but I would absolutely love it if you subscribe. But for now, if you want to see my top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes, then please keep watching. So I have decided for myself, I'm not going to rank these palettes because if you have a makeup collection like me, it is already hard enough to choose like 5 eyeshadow palettes that really are the best, let alone ranking them. So I'm going to start off with one. If you have been following my channel for a while, you know that I love, and it's actually from Pat McGrath, Moonlit Seduction. You guys, I absolutely love the Moonlit Seduction palette from Pat McGrath. So this is one of her motherships, and this is actually the newest one, and look at this color story. I'm not going to lie, when this was first released, I wasn't really sure whether I was able to like create looks with this because as you can see, there isn't really like a matte transition shade, but I have come to the conclusion that I don't really need it. I can totally work with this without a transition shade, and I can always like take a transition shade from a different palette. But what I really love about this palette is both the color story and the shimmer. So I love my pink purpley eye looks, and I think this is like the perfect palette for that. These shades are super pretty. They create a sort of like burgundy, pinky, purpley toned eye look, and then these shimmers are so special. One of my favorite shimmers is actually this one, which is one of these special shades too. So this is what that one looks like, and then when we swatch it, you can see it's like a beautiful rose gold shade, and I truly think the Pat McGrath shimmers are just so special. This one is really pretty too. It is like an icy type shimmery shade, and I haven't tried too many Pat McGrath mothership, but this one I have just fallen in love with. I think it's such a pretty palette, and I think this would suit so many people because there's even shimmers in here like this one that aren't like the Blitz Astral shade, so they're like a little bit more subtle, but they still show up beautifully. So if you are like maybe wanting to wear this to work and you don't want to wear like a super intense metallic shimmer, that you can totally still wear this palette, and I just think so many people would love this color story too. So if you are looking for a Pat McGrath palette, my recommendation would be the Moonlit Seduction palette. When deciding to do this video, I knew there was one palette that I just had to mention too, and that is this one from Vive. So this is the Vive Essentials palette, and I'm not sure how popular Vive is outside of the UK because most reviews I see from this brand are UK based people. I live in the Netherlands, but I bought this on Cult Beauty, and when I was in London last year, I went to like the Vive counter and they had so many pretty products. So Vive is a brand that I'm personally really into, but I really like this eyeshadow palette. First of all, because of the color story, like how pretty are these shades for like a beautiful warm toned eye look. I think they're absolutely stunning. But when I tried this palette last year, what I was really surprised by was the quality of the matte shadow. Normally when I try an eyeshadow palette, the shimmers are what make the palette for me. With this one, the mattes really make this palette worth it. So these blend out super easily. If you didn't know, you can probably tell I have hooded eyes, so I find that blending eyeshadows on my hooded eyes is always like a bit more of a struggle, I feel like personally, than for someone who doesn't have hooded eyes. Maybe it's me, but I think it's just like a little bit harder, and I just find that these mattes are so easy to blend out. Like I think if you are a beginner to eyeshadow even, this would be an amazing palette because first of all, I think shades like this would be suitable for so many people. You can wear them every single day. You can like do a lighter look, you can make it a bit more intense, and I just think these blend out amazingly, and even the deeper shades just blend out really nicely. So that is why I personally think this palette is worth the money. This is like, I think, the perfect everyday palette for so many people. That being said, the shimmers I was a little bit like not disappointed by, but I thought they would be like prettier. As you can see, they have like a bit of a sheen to them, but they're not like super wowing me once they're on the eyelid. They're okay shimmers, but like I said, the mattes in this palette are what makes this palette be in my top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes. And it is also really big. Like, these pans are absolutely massive, so if you are looking for like a nice everyday eyeshadow palette, I think this one would not disappoint. I think we need to talk about the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today, and you can probably guess which one it is. It is Natasha Denona Yucca palette, and I'm not going to lie, I was thinking about whether to put this in the video because of course this has just launched, and I'm always like a bit hesitant placing something my favorite if I've only like used it 1 or 2 times. I have fallen in love with this palette the moment that I tried it. I truly think it is an amazing palette, and for me what makes an eyeshadow palette worth my money is I'm excited to reach for it. And this one, every time that I use it, I get so excited about the looks. I have not created a single look that I was disappointed by, and I just find the shade work really nice, and it just really wowed me. So that is why I really wanted to mention this in this video, even though it just came out. I am going to show it, but you probably have seen like reviews on this. If you haven't, I have a review of this on my channel, but like I said, Martina also did a like really in-depth swatching video, so I will have that video linked down below as well because I think that would be really helpful. But as you can see, we have a variety of like warm tones and green tone shades, and I just feel like this palette is going to be the perfect summer palette, and these shimmers are absolutely amazing. They're the best shimmers I've tried. This shade Plantasia is actually my favorite. It's like a duochrome and it's so pretty. So I believe this is a new formula from Natasha Denona. So that top one is actually what the shade Plantasia looks like, and I just think these are really nice. And the shimmer that I'm wearing today is also from this palette, and I just think it makes my eyes look so amazing. I don't know, this just had to be in my top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes at the moment. I would love to know if you have tried the Yucca palette as well, what you think of it. Did you like it? I have seen so many positive reviews about this, so I'm so excited about this palette from Natasha Denona. Then if you know me, you know one of my favorite brands is Charlotte Tilbury, so of course I had to put one of her quads in here because I love them so much. So I was thinking whether to put the Pillow Talk quad in here because it's so beautiful, but it's also like not as special in my opinion as the one I'm going to show you right now. So this is actually from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Hollywood Flawless Eye Filter, and this one is actually in the shade Star Aura. So this one is a different formula than the quads that she usually does, because usually the Charlotte Tilbury quads have like a pop shade and a matte shade, but this one is like an all like shimmery palette, but they're not super shimmery. They just have like a beautiful sheen to them, and even though none of these shadows are matte, you can still create like a beautiful cohesive eye look with them. And I just have to swatch these because they're so soft and beautiful, and I just love them so much. So here I have swatched the 2 shades. Don't these have like the prettiest glow? And on the eye, they just look absolutely stunning. They create this like beautiful sort of like soft pink with a hint of brown look, and I just absolutely love this palette. I know it's like only a quad, so not everyone is probably going to be excited about this, but if you like a softer eye look, just something more natural but still makes your eyes like look amazing, this one from Charlotte Tilbury I think is absolutely stunning. And then the last one is actually another one from Pat McGrath, and really these 4 I knew I wanted to mention, and then for the last one I was a bit unsure about whether I wanted to mention because I love like so many other palettes in my collection too, but I decided to go with this one, and this is the Pat McGrath Bridgerton Diamond of the First Water eyeshadow palettes. I hope this is still available. I think it is. I was watching back one of my older videos recently, and I was like, which eyeshadow palette am I wearing? It looks absolutely amazing, and it was this one. And every single photo that I wear this in, I just think my eyes look really, really good. So I've been loving wearing this palette, and I think it's mainly because of the color story, because this is what this Pat McGrath palette looks like. So what I really love is this sort of like baked gelée formula. They're super pretty, they're buildable, and they look absolutely stunning on the eye, super soft as well. This is just like your typical matte shadow, And then these two shimmers are like really pretty, just like shimmery eyeshadows. And then this one is one of the like special shades from Pat McGrath. I'm not going to lie, I don't use the blue one as much, but it is really pretty. But mainly I just like to take one of these, take this deeper shade right here, and this one all over the lid. And it is just so beautiful, and I love how it makes my eyes look. So I just had to mention this palette from Pat McGrath. I think a lot of you guys would like this as well. So then this brings us to the end of my top 5 favorite eyeshadow palette video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of my top 5. Do you agree with me? Do you not like any of these? I would love to know, and I would love to know your top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes as well. So definitely leave a comment telling me your top 5. Also, now that you have finished watching this one, don't forget to watch Martina Lily's video on the top 5 of her favorite eyeshadow palettes, because I'm sure she'll mention some amazing palettes as well. Again, I will have her video and her channel link down below in case you want to subscribe to her. I would absolutely love it if you guys would all subscribe to her. I think you would love her videos. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. And with that said, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you have an amazing day, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye!